Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail a story of an Oakland man named Robert Benjamin, who was also a friend of NFL star Marshawn Lynch. On December 29th, 2007, a woman named Rose drove in her Lexus to a club called Jeffrey's on Franklin Street in downtown Oakland. Her sister Lena and her friend Ariana were with her as well. Rose and Ariana went into the club, while Lena went to pick up another friend named Sharetta. The group of women would later meet Rob at the club, and they would hang out with him the rest of the night. The group left Jeffrey's at about 1:40 a.m. on December 30th, shortly before the club's closing time at 2 a.m. Rose, Lena, Sharetta, Rob, and Ariana were all leaving the club around the same time as 100 other people. The group of five went to Rose's car, with Rose, Ariana, Lena, and Sharetta were all sitting around, chilling with Rob. Rose would later tell police that a man named Maurice walked up to Rob and stood about 5 feet away from him. After about 1 minute, Maurice and Rob got into a verbal dispute, but she could not hear what they was arguing about. After about another minute or so, Rose saw Maurice reach into his pants and pull out a gun. She then watched Maurice shoot Rob. She heard about 3 to 4 gunshots and saw flashes of light coming from the gun. Maurice then turned away and walked onto 14th Street. Several moments later, police would pull up and Rose would flag them down. Rose described Maurice as a 6-foot-tall man and about 220 pounds, wearing a white shirt and blue jeans. She would also tell the police that Maurice shot Rob, and she also said that Rob didn't have a gun. She knew Maurice because Ariana had dated him in the past, but Rose later refused to testify or be recorded admitting to what she had said. A man named Brandon, who was with Maurice the killer, later admitted he seen Maurice go up to the woman's car and shoot Rob, and said the shooting happened over a woman, and that Rob and Maurice argued before Maurice pulled out his gun and killed Rob, shooting him 11 times, taking his life. Cell phone towers showed Maurice's phone, and he was in the area where the shooting happened, and made multiple phone calls after the shooting. Knowing police was on to him, Maurice went to Sacramento for a few weeks before being arrested in February of 2008. While being arrested, Maurice would tell police how him and his friends went out that night, but ended up in a club's parking lot, which him and his friend group, including Brandon, ran after they heard shots and said he had nothing to do with the shooting. But what Maurice didn't know is that his own friend Brandon and another guy named Willie Mack, who was his own brother, would give evidence to the police, and on April 16th, 2010, Maurice would receive 50 years to life in prison. In the time period when the shooting occurred, Marshawn Lynch was newly drafted in the NFL when his friend died, so by the time he retired, the first time in 2017, he did something to honor his friend by opening a restaurant and naming it Rob Ben's in 2017, which is currently still open, keeping his name alive.
Bartending and enrolled and was in there the next week.
When you come in here, it's already a sense of family. And then, when you sit down in this establishment, you almost start to begin to feel like family. It's a good-ass feeling.
When Marshawn named the business after my brother, it made my heart flutter because he showed, respect and the love he had for my brother.
This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.